My husband and I are going to have a breakfast date at home, so I'm going to start by getting my bacon cooked. You guys, I cannot put bacon in a hot pan because I just don't like that bacon grease burning me. So I'm going to get this bacon started, and then I'm going to start cutting up my onion. So I think what I'm going to do is just use a half an onion for this one because you really don't need that much onion. I'm cooking the bacon, but I'm going to keep the bacon grease so that I can cook us some fried potatoes in there. So I only have one potato, so I'm only going to use half of that onion, and I'm going to put the rest away for lunch sometime. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I thought I had saw something on the onion, so I don't know. I like to slice it up kind of fine so that it won't be big chunks because my husband really don't like. He liked the taste of onions, but as he say, they stick with him. So when he knows something is oniony, he'll probably try to pick the onions out. So I try to make them really fine for him. Okay, so now I'm going to get ready to slice up this one russet potato. That's all we have, one russet potato. And it's so hard. Do anybody have problem finding good potatoes? I mean, if I buy them by the bag, most of the ones in the bag are bad. So I try to buy the russet potatoes single. But even this one have problems on it, so I have to cut some of it off. So I'm just going to take the skin off most of it. Some of the skin I'm going to leave on because I have washed this really good. And I'm just going to, once I get the skin off, I'm just so confused right there. Once I get the skin off, I'm just going to slice it in half and chop it up into smaller pieces because, like I said, this is going to be like fried potatoes because I'm going to fry it in that bacon grease that we had left over. And it is going to be so good. So let me get to chopping. And still, every time I chop up potatoes, I always like to rinse some off because it seems like something is left on there. You know, the starch from the knife. So that's what I'm doing, chopping that starch off. Rinsing that starch off. So anyway, I'm going to chop this up to little cubes. And when I'm done with that, I'm just going to add the potatoes and onions in the pan together. And I'm using a fillet knife. I always chop and cut things with this fillet knife. I bought this fillet knife years ago when me and my husband used to fish a lot and we used to fillet our fish. But I started using it for everything. So I'm going to go over here and check on my bacon right quick and take it up out of the pan. And coming back to finish chopping up this potato. As you can see, I have it in cubes. Well, you can't hardly see, but it is in cubes. But that one potato really made a good helping for both of us because I knew that he wasn't going to eat that much, but it was enough for both of us. All right, so here's my fat that was rendered from the bacon. And I'm just going to pour everything in there. All the onions, the ones that fall overboard. Right now, I have it on high because I want it to get brown. I want it to get dark brown. But after I have it on high, I'm going to turn it down low. I'm seasoning here with some black pepper and salt and steak seasoning. Guys, get some McCormick steak seasoning for your potatoes. It is so good to me. I do have a little bit too much bacon fat in here, but it's okay. They won't be greasy because I'm going to drain everything on paper towel anyway. So, yeah, I'm just trying to get it really brown. It's not cooked through right here. It's just I'm getting them brown. All right, so now they have pretty much browned up the way that I want them. And I'm going to turn it down on low. Because if I keep cooking it on high, they're going to burn. So now I have cut the heat completely off. And what's happening is they're going to steam cook. When you put the top on it, they will finish cooking by the heat in the pot. And they're going to be so soft and tender on the inside. Look at my bacon. My bacon is burnt up, so I won't serve my husband this burnt bacon. What I'm going to do is cook him some more. So I'll just put him that bacon on. And don't worry, it won't go to waste. And of course, I'm going to beat the daylight out of these eggs for him. He loves eggs. He loves scrambled eggs. I, on the other hand, like fried eggs, but, you know, compromise. So I beat the daylight out of these eggs, and I'm just going to season them with some salt. Not much, because I am going to add cheese to these eggs. And I'm going to put some margarine. Now, this looks like a lot of margarine, but hear me out. I put this much margarine in here because the pan is old and I don't want my eggs to stick. So, but they won't be greasy. So I'm going to go ahead and pour my eggs in here. The key to having good fluffy eggs is to cook them on low. And wait till that side starts to form. Then push all the form pieces into the middle of the pan. Push them into the middle. You're cooking this on low, so it's going to take a little while to cook. But you just don't cook them fast because they will be crumbly. So I'm going to wait a little bit again. See how that side is starting to form? But I'm not going to touch it until it has formed all the way. See, it's formed all the way. Push it back in and let the raw part get on the outside. And there you have it. Nice fluffy eggs. And I'm going to admit I cooked those a little bit longer than I wanted to. But I'm going to add cheese to it. And I'm going to put those eggs in the microwave and let that cheese melt until I'm able to. So they won't get hot or more overcooked. And you saw those frozen waffles we have. And he don't like them. So I'm going to make him some toast. Now this is real butter. You got to have it. What I like to do is flip it, you know, several times, but I also like to let it sit in the butter on one side and then flip it. Again, we're cooking this low until it gets to the right brownness. And of course, we're gonna have my famous coffee. I'm gonna do one video on how I make my coffee. And guys, here's my plate. We have our hash browns, our eggs, toast, and bacon. And you guys, I have to do this at home because we live in the rural South. The closest restaurant is 45 minutes away. So I'm not going to go to breakfast out that much unless we're traveling or something. So, yeah, we're going to get ready to enjoy this breakfast. Have a good day.